Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Today we're going to be showing you how to touch up little stone chips on the car. You just want to find a nice set. This is what we're aiming to get out. Like these more noticeable ones where it's chipped through to the primer. Interesting, it's done it more on the front bumper than it has on the bonnet, even though the angles are roughly the same. So we're looking to do those, and I think there's one down here somewhere. There. Okay, what you're going to need, your paint. So I'd recommend you get a gloss paint, you know, so you don't have to mess around with lacquer and all that. So you're going to be putting the paint in, and that's it. It's always really important. This is just an eBay paint. Don't ask me for a link. Just go and search for your car colour touch-ups. This cost about £5. It's really important you mix it all up. So I just do it the easy way. I put it in a drill chuck. Just spin it round and spin it. Leave that spinning for a good 5 minutes till it all looks completely consistent, which I'll do in a second. We're going to be using these little touch-up sticks, which Martin showed me. Well, they're going to struggle to focus, aren't they? Which you can just use to kind of blob on the paint. It's not a paintbrush, but it's like a dabber. Max sells these from Auto Valet, so I'll find out where they are and get a link for them if you want to get them. You're also going to need a sanding daisy to flatten down the high spots. You're going to need some panel wipe to clean the area first, and then you're going to need a dual action polisher, really any size. Little mini ones are ideal though, like the one you can see there on the right, the little Pixie, and some pads and some compound. Now I'll probably be using high cut compound to because we're going to be sanding it, so it's just going to be easier, and a stiffer pad, probably a little flex green or a flex purple pad, bit of stiffness with the cut compound. We'll go into that later on. So the surface needs to be degreased because you don't want any like wax or anything lying around where you're going to be touching up. Oh, that's the one I wanted to show you. That's the one I want to get. And it's just like what we're going to do is just try and take our eye off it and do a good, a good touch up. Let's just wipe this back. I've clayed all this car, so you can see some of that fine marring from the claying with the cloth. So we're going to be taking all that out. We're going to be machine polishing it all. Let's just make sure we're all degreased. Okay, and where else were we? Down here. I should really give myself a bit more space, but never mind. It's freezing out there. I don't want the door open. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just mix this up fully and then come back. Okay, I've been mixing this for about 5 minutes, even longer. There's a little bit in there I just can't seem to shift, but I can't mix it anymore. So the colour looks good to me. I've used this one before. It is decent. It's a decent match actually. Probably not perfect, but decent. So let's take this off. We'll just remove. We're not going to use the brush that comes with it. So what we're going to, it's very difficult to film this. You need 2 hands. Let's just get the focus right. So I'm just going to load up a little bit of paint on the dabbing stick. If you come with me, we're just going to fill a little crown over this. Hopefully you can see. Well, it's terrible focus, isn't it? There we go. There we go. So we've put like a little crown on it. This is really good, these sticks. Really good. Sorry if you can't see this. That's a good one there, look. See this? There we go. Okay, there we go. So they're all touched up. One here. Leave that, leave that. These two. And where was the one down here? I'm not going to be too worried about all these. Got one there. Can you see that? Okay. That's it. We want a crown because we're going to be flattening it. So if we don't fill it, we're missing the trick. So, this is a tricky one. Wanted to just fill that a bit more. And here, if it's really deep, you sometimes need to just go again to get the crown. Okay, and let's just check. One here. Where is it? Where is it? There. Oh, it's already touched up, that one. Let's just do a bit more paint on it because you can see it. Okay. Oh, nice one there. Okay. One there. Bit more paint in that one. That's it. Use hardly any paint. One there. So we need to get some, a little bit more paint. Sorry. It's got quite a crown on it. Right, so dabbing on the paint done. Now I need to leave this for the paint to dry. Sorry. Throw that away now. So I'm going to just turn my heater on in the garage. It's been on, but it's probably only between 5 and 10. I'm just going to leave this till the paint, till all these touch-ups that you can see here are dry. That one needs a little dub more paint because I haven't covered the crown. Okay, I'll be back when they're dried. Okay guys, so it's been about an hour and our paint is probably not rock hard dry, but it's dry enough just to sand it. And you can get your sanding daisy, which is about between P2000 and P3000. If it's 3000, it's just going to take a little bit longer. And I'm going to use waterless wash, but you could use like water or soapy detergent water, you know, a bit of fairy liquid, etc. And what we'll do is these two here. So just going to wet that out. Wet my daisy. You probably could do this dry as well if you want to. But now you could, like with that section there of them, you could just block sand that, but I'm just going to do it slowly. Just going to work in little circles. And all I want to do is take the crown off of the touch-up. And if you haven't got enough paint in, now's the time you're going to see it. Okay. So that paint's still nice and soft, so it comes off quite easily. Just Just going to do that one there. You can see the paint around the focus. The touch-up is flattening down. So I just want that to disappear. Probably pop the bonnet open actually, get a bit slightly better access. Just try and keep the sanding daisy flat. There it goes. There it goes. Okay, good. Yeah. That needs a bit more. It's better. I want it to feel nice and smooth. Let's just do over here. Okay, we'll do these ones. You'll feel more of a lump. Apply a little bit more pressure. We're not trying to get the high spots off. Okay, there's loads on that one. That's still got a little bit of a crater, so you could, in theory, fill that back up. So you've got a crown. But it's going to be barely visible. Where is it? Yeah, that one could have been touched up better. See, where if you don't put enough paint in like there, you can see. But then where I've put enough paint in and perfect, it's very hard to spot it. So dabbing it more, probably a bit more on, is really the way to go. But depends sort of standard you're working to. Yeah, and when the paint dries, it tends to shrink into that hole a bit more. I'll be more than happy with this. Just to take my eye off of them. There's loads of paint on the surface. Let's get some waterless wash. You get the idea. So I'll finish these off and I'll come back in with the buffing. Okay guys, and the last thing is just to buff out all the sanding marks and just bring it up to a sheen. So you can see here, I've just got wiped over this again with a little bit of water and panel wipe. I'm just going to do this one-handed. Well, actually, it's not going to be no good, is it? So I'll just put the camera here, and you can just see exactly what's going on. Just using a 3-inch pad with H8 cutting compound. Stiff pad so I can work a bit of cut. Polish. Wipe off the waterless wash. And if we grab the camera, this area was covered in chips. And you can still see them. I can see them. You can see them on camera, but my goodness me, like I'm about probably under a foot away from the panel in good lighting. You can see the light right behind them, and they're really hard to spot now. And really, if you're standing back from the car, you're never going to see them. This is a decent distance. So it's like, takes your eye off of the stone chips. And it's good. And that will keep it going till I'll get more and more and more. And in 2 or 3 years' time, I'll have this front bumper repainted. Funny enough, I've got none on the bonnet or the wings. So it seems like the bumper, the softer plastic and the different paint on it just seems to chip a little bit easier. But yeah, that'll be fine. So it is quite easy to do. I think the key thing which I haven't done here is on the deeper scratches, after it's dried, the paint shrinks in a little bit. So you can have like a crater around the outside and a dip in the middle. And if you flat those back down, you might find that the crater, there's still a dip below the paint line. So sometimes putting another crown in, so you've got a definite crown, that way you're going to be above the paint line, and then you can flatten it back down, when you're sanding it to the paint line, you'll get a better, that's a proper touch up. So it just depends on your standards really. So for me, that's good enough. So I'm just going to buff out the rest of them, and then I'm going to go on and polish the car and do another video. So touching up can be quite easy, and I think I'm no master at it, guys. I'm no master. So you've got to be careful when you're wet sanding on your car. But really, these sticks really do help. They put it in really nice. So you just need the sticks. The sanding daisy, you can buy these from detailing stores. I'll find one to link in, used between 2,000 and 3,000 grit. Then some buffing compound, cutting compound, H8 or H9 or whatever cutting compound you like. Rupes one is great for that as well because it's quite aggressive. And a pad that's reasonably stiff so you can actually work the cutting compound. Some panel wipe, microfiber towels, some lube and your paint. And that's it really. So thanks for watching. See you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel. Bye for now.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when you